1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Okay. Hello, and again, internet world. So, after that last part, I basically essentially gave up, and I started writing in English. So let's just see how the story ends. Money? She began asking right away in a squeaky voice. She held up the bag. Donations, money, donations? This little bitch. Tessie stared at her as if in horror, unsure what to say. And she's standing there in her damn underwear. And this little bitch is begging money off her. And I'm assuming they're in like an apartment complex or something like that. So this chick went up in there in the apartment complex. She got past the front door somehow. And maybe somebody let her in or whatever. She slipped in. Or maybe there's no lock because they live in a fucking project or something. And she went up there. She knocked on the door. She didn't get a fucking answer. They delayed forever in answering, and she didn't go to another door. She's just like, no, this is the place I want. This is the one, you know. Anyway, Tessie stared at her as if in horror, unsure what to say. Zuzu sighed, frustrated to be distracted again. But he could tell that something was happening over by the door. Isn't he right there? Who is it? Who was there? I don't know yet, Tessie called back to him. This is the most awkward situation ever. Facing the girl again, who was giving her the wide and sparkling eyes. What, who are you? What's your cause? She asked. The girl blinked up at her. Raising money for the dissidents. Dissidents? Tessie exclaimed. Instantly she could sense there was a danger in this, something very wrong in the whole thing. The girl nodded and she smiled. Her round cheeks blushed and glowed with pride. To help them, dissidents that have been caught and gone to trial, were fundraising for their reprogramming. Of course. I used to write about this all the time, about just fucking societies that have too much control over their people and want to control how they think and force them to think the way that the country decides is most beneficial. How, like, oh, that could never happen, you know? How untimely, or whatever. What? Tessie shouted. It means... I know what it means, she roared. I hate the use of the word roared. No human really roars. It's like, she's like, I know what it means. It's so dramatic. Like, fucking, unless a demon's voice is coming out of her. Did your parents put you up to this? I hope none of you get a single penny for a rancid stinking cause like that. The girl's smile disappeared instantly and she stared upwards in utter confusion. But it's a good deed. Good deed. Tell me how it's a good deed to imprison people that have done nothing wrong. Dissidents did nothing wrong. The girl blinked up, stupefied. But they're dissidents, and they want to change. They want to be normal, really. Oh, is that so? Tessie shot back. Did you talk to any? Well, no, but the police and the club leader say, enough. I don't want to hear what they say. They make it all up. Get out of my sight, you brat. Way to fucking shoot the messenger. And she's doing all that damn near naked. Her big ass gut hanging out. What a badass, you know? She slammed the door in the girl's face then and turned around with a sigh. She shook her head. Not only do they want their crime, they want to have the public pay for it, too. And try to sell something bad by putting false labels all over it. As if they were running a deli, they wouldn't last... Oh, if they were running a deli, they wouldn't last 3 days. But in politics, ... She sighed again. Alright, end of story. Oh, you want to see a picture of Tessie and Zuzu? Tessie honestly doesn't look that fat to me. But, okay, whatever. These are just some basic-ass drawings. So here's Zuzu over here. You can hardly fucking see it, though. Can I block him a light? Oh, yeah. Maybe you can see better then. Probably not, but... Look at his little sleepy eye, his lazy, stupid ass, sitting on the fucking couch right there. And then Tessie over here with her badass. She doesn't look that fat to me. The story's making her sound like she's hella fat. Anyway, whatever. She's chubby, I guess. I don't know. Those are our lovers or whatever. Our fucking, what is that called? OTP. So, yeah. I want to do some more videos. I've been neglecting. This fucking, Instacart. taking up my whole damn life. Oh, you know what? Since I'm only on almost 5 minutes, I want to read some of this other story that I want to chuck in the fucking trash because it's boring as fuck. But it has kind of a sentimental value to me a little bit. Not enough for me to want to keep it, but enough to put it in a video. Because I was writing this when I was 18, a senior year, and it was like my attempt to write like a mature, sophisticated book. Kind of like all the people who would have been like, you know, from like, I guess, you know, just the mature, sophisticated authors that when you go in a bookstore and you go in like the fiction section, you take a book down off the shelf and it's just like, a professional wrote this, you know. Not like a famous book, but like, not like something you read for school or anything, but just like some random fucking book off the shelf that you're never gonna hear of or see again, but it's just like, an adult wrote this, you know. Anyways, so let me go get it. It's boring as fuck. It's in my Spider-Man folder right here. What a nice little thing. I think I'm gonna take this, oh, I can't take it off. It's taped on every side. How thorough of me. Anyways, it's called Soldiers of Fortune. This is what it's about, okay? It's about fucking, the year 2000 and how when the year changed from 1999 to 2000 and it was a new millennium and these characters are just reflecting, you know, on the 90s, I guess, or their childhoods, whatever, I don't know. So, yep, let's get into this boring ass shit. Where was I? Here's a little picture. Somebody with stubble and, lipstick, I guess, I don't know, whatever. Soldiers of Fortune. It's called Soldiers of Fortune because there's, I don't know, just because they're all in search of something, I guess, I don't know. It was supposed to be sophisticated. Alright. At the moment the new millennium hit, I was standing out on the fire escape of a practically abandoned apartment building, 3 stories up, with a cigarette in my mouth. I squinted through my short puffs of smoke and watched the lights of the city. All the partiers, the druggies and the drinkers, the energy-blasted college kids, and the innocent all-American families taking their kids out on their shoulders to watch the fireworks show. It really was an amazing fireworks show, even I thought so, and I don't give a damn for that kind of stuff. It's funny because back then I always assumed that all adults smoke. Like, you know, I don't know. My parents don't smoke, but I don't know. It really blah 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 blah. I don't give a damn for that kind of stuff. Maybe they worked extra hard on it, or maybe it was just the Y2K magic that made it good. My cigarette was burning low. I slipped another one out of my pocket and took the old one from my mouth, replacing it with the new one. I used the hot end, what was left from my old cigarette, to light the new one, and then dropped down off the fire escape to the empty street. Thanks for the details of how to chain smoke. It's so funny because, like, at this time, the year 2000 was only 8 years previous, and now it's fucking 21 years previous. Kind of fucked up, you know? And you grow so much between being 10 and being 18. You don't grow that much between being 18 and 30. So, I don't know. Yeah, it's weird. I don't want to think too much about it. It will send me down in the abyss of sadness. But, I don't know. I looked back up at the celebrating city. It sort of made me cough and laugh to think of all the Y2K freaks crawling out of hiding and looking around like Noah after the flood stopped, dazed and amazed that the world was still here. It made me think of something one of my friends said back in '93. Fish don't know they're in water. Everyone keeps waiting for the end of the world, but I think it's already dead and gone. And we're living in the carcass. Sounds like something somebody would say now. See, a lot hasn't changed. At the time, I practically thought he was a genius for saying it. Those were pretty dark times when it seemed like everyone was getting their shit together and our little group was stuck down in the sewers. What? Now that it's been years since I crawled out, I couldn't have the same view on it, but it wasn't the first time that week I thought about his quotes. And that's a lame-ass quote, too. If one of my friends walked around saying some weird-ass shit like that, we'd all just kind of look at them like, huh, okay, that's funny. For some reason, oh my god, me and my grandma watched, what is that movie? We watched, Magnificent Seven the other night, which is has so many fucking problems. But, what was I talking about? Yeah, fucking Steve McQueen's character, even in, like, the most serious situations, he just, like, he says these weird quotes that are, like, way too long. Like, they're, like, when they think that they're being beaten by the, bandit crew, then they're like, oh, why did you even try to defend this small town in the first place? And he's like, oh, well, you know, one time I heard of a man that took off all his clothes and jumped in a cactus pit. And I was like, why did you do that? And it's like what he said. It seemed like a good idea at the time. It's like, you told this whole ass story. You told him this whole ass story. Did you think that was cool? I don't, it sure as hell didn't strike me as cool, man. It was just a little awkward, but whatever. Maybe this ADD-ridden world is just, you know, you can't say anything more than two words, excuse me. 2 sentences is much too long. What was I talking about? For some reason, around this millennium of excitement, all the memories I had of him creep out of hiding like a ghost, and I started to wonder about him. I mean, really wonder. It wouldn't let me go. Just like his old girlfriend from back when she used to wake up screaming of night terrors, saying something had a hold. Okay, the page is missing, I guess, whatever. Oh, never mind, it's on the other side of the page. Hold on her. But tonight I could relax, just enjoy my quiet private celebration of the new year, and my 24-hour belated birthday, because I'd finally found him again, and in a night or two, whenever it was right, I'd seek him out and see what he thought now of this big fantasy. It all sort of started when I got this call. It was a message on my answering machine, and when I heard the voice on the other end, I must have turned as pale as a cobweb. Ever since then, I haven't been picking up my phone, just letting it ring and collect messages. Hey, it's what I do now, cell phones and all, you know, so many junk calls. In case he calls back, thank God I don't have one of those telephones that let you hear the message of the person that's leaving it. Otherwise, I might have had a heart attack if I was home while he came on. He sent about 2 more messages after that. I don't know if he'll call again, but hearing his voice, it put me in mind of old times. Suddenly all that stuff I buried, I wanted to dig up again. I wanted to hear a different voice, the one of my friend with the quotes about Carcass Planet Earth. See if he'd changed as much as I had. Just a whim. I think he's supposed to be 25 here, or something like that, some mid-20s. And, so if it's 2000, and he's 25, that would mean that, okay, that would mean he was 15 in 1990. So, yeah, basically a kid for, like, he would be, like, a little kid for, like, the late 70s, but basically a kid through the 80s. So, he's an 80s child. So, yeah. Where was I? It was hard to find out anything about him for a while. I always had to make sure to call him by his birth name. It wouldn't get me nothing but crazy stares to walk into a place and ask, hey, any of y'all know Tita? Oh my god, if only we knew how horrible y'all was gonna become. Like, back when I wrote this, people weren't really saying, I mean, it's just like, okay, if you say y'all and you're not black or southern, it's just kind of like, okay, what are you doing? Like, it wouldn't be a big deal. It would just be kind of weird, but it wouldn't have the same meaning it does now. Like, it would just be like, okay, it's like, kind of like people that put on, like, fake Chinese or fake British accents or something. It's like, okay, why are you doing that? Like, haha, I guess, whatever. But now it's just like, oh my god, all the white urbanites trying to say y'all. Why? We didn't ask for this. Anyways, makes me go out of my way to never say y'all, because I'm just like, no, I don't even want to go near it. Anyway, oh my god, and then I didn't even see this, the very next word on the page. Okay, I had to make sure my grandma didn't come home and I didn't hear. Alright, hey, any of y'all know Tita? Faggot, punk, princess, beautiful singer? So I guess it was a compliment in the end, but, well, you know. Hell, for all I knew, he didn't even sing anymore, or look the same, or he could have changed his name. That's what I thought at first when I started looking for him, getting all those crazy stares, even though my question was perfectly normal. Do y'all know? Maybe he's supposed to be Southern, but he doesn't seem like it. Do y'all know anyone by the name of Mike Rosenoff, Misha Rosenoff? Anyone? Ought to be 24 by now. Yeah, no, sorry. Just, he lived around here about 7 years ago. 24 minus 7, let me see. So, minus 4, 20, minus 3, 17, okay. The most words I got in reply was the harsh spit from a bartender when I asked if he was sure. No, I don't know no dirty fucking Soviet boys. I guess these people still have a holdover hatred for the ex-USSR or whatever. Finally, I got the real answer from a benevolent old guy. Benevolent, that was one of our spelling words in school. You remember when you had vocab of the week and shit like that? Oh, I missed that. That was fun. You could use it in an example. You got to make up your own example sentences. That shit was so fun. From a benevolent old guy that looked and talked like one of those mysterious drifters from a novel. Yeah, he was still going by Mikey. Hardly ever Misha. Just like when we were kids. The only one I ever remember calling him Misha was his grandmother, his babushka, or whatever, whose entire English vocabulary was shouting dirty little bastards at the rascals that came around to vandalize her apartment. That's pretty fucked up. Were they anti-Soviet too? Bunch of little McCarthyists or whatever. The drifter man called me over in a bar. I had just asked for Mikey's name, got the same shocked, secretive, and suspicious expressions as always, saying no. I was about to leave. And you know what else? I feel like Mike Rosanov is a really fucking common name. Like, so common, you know? Like, and you don't, that's not even necessarily a Russian name. Like, a lot of people have that last name. Anyways. Hey you, boy. I ignored it. Yeah, it sounds a little sus. Hey, you looking for your friend? You looking for a good time? Nah, you looking for your friend? The husky whisper made me look up, and I saw the old drifter, dusty-skinned and full-bearded. He was beckoning to me with one finger, and cautiously I came over. Yeah? He gave a nod to the place next to him. I didn't really want to sit down, in case he was trying to pick me up or something. But I did anyway, and as soon as he spoke, I knew I thought wrong about him. Why are you hunting little Mikey, huh? You a cop or something? So what was he, stuffing fucking condoms of coke in his ass or something? I don't know why I just said that. His voice was kind, soft, something I wasn't all that used to. Not right then, anyway. What? Nah, I ain't a cop. Well, whatever you are, just let him be, huh? He's kept away from you this long. Maybe it's meant to be. That's a little fucked up. They used to be friends. So this guy's making all these assumptions, saying, "Oh, he doesn't want to be around you." What if this dude was looking for him? They don't know that. Maybe it's meant to be. He's a good kid, good-hearted. Just can't seem to get a lick of good luck. That comment sort of chilled me, but I was determined, so I replied, "Look, I'm just a friend of his. We were close, real close, in the early 90s. I just wanted to know if he, was still around." The drifter gave a soft, sad sort of laugh. Nowadays, I feel like drifters, quote-unquote, wouldn't be allowed in bars. Like, when was the last time you went in a bar and there was some homeless dude, or like, well, actually, I guess couch surfers like a couch surfer. Like, people are, like, okay with that. But, like, I don't know, an old scruffy bearded man that's just like, yeah, I don't have a place to live, I just come in here and drink. First of all, where's the money coming from for his drinks? Is it money people gave him? So it's literally fulfilling that stereotype. And, like, he's just chilling. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just, this is a more chill world. You know, our world today is pretty up fucking tight. So, alright, I'm at 20 minutes, so you get the point. The story is boring. It just goes on and... Look at all these fucking pages, man. And it just goes on and on about how he had these 4 friends, and they were friends when they were teenagers, and they all broke apart, and it's kind of like, you know, with some movies at the end, when they're like, this person went on to do that, this person went on to do that. Well, this is an entire story of just that. I mean, maybe it's inspired by, like, my dad. To this day, my dad tells me all his stories of, like, his old friends and shit like that. He's very nostalgic, but it's like, that's real life. It's different when you're just listening to somebody talk about their life in real life, and it's kind of like, okay, I do that, because it's like, you know. But the whole story like that, that's fiction, and just making up all this boring shit is just like, I don't have any investment in these people. They're all fake. Anyways, anyway, yeah.